Good morning, class. Today you should be focusing on your missing assignments, and once all of your missing assignments are completed, you will need to go to Scratch and begin working on your digital greeting card. So I'm just going to click on the link for Scratch. Make sure you are logged in with your username and not someone else's. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go up top and click Create. And your greeting card, it can have any message in it as long as it's themed around a December or January holiday. So it could be Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Season's Greeting, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year. So the first thing that we're going to do is get rid of the cat. So we've already clicked on the cat, which is the mascot sprite for Scratch. We're going to go up top and we're going to click on these scissors to delete him. So we click the scissors. After we've selected the delete tool, we're going to move back down to where the cat is and just simply click one time, and now he's gone. So now we're going to set up our backdrop. And the stage is selected. We'll go towards the middle pane and we're going to click backdrops. Alright, so I'm going to go into the Scratch library and select a backdrop from here. Of course, you don't have to use the same backdrops that I'm using. Feel free to incorporate graphics from Google, especially if your greeting card is going to be more of a photography feel to it as opposed to clip art. I'm going to go on and delete the default backdrop. And I am going to get a second backdrop because in a few moments we'll put a sprite down in this area, and when we click on that sprite we want the page to turn. So I'm going to go up top and I'm going to select another backdrop for the inside of my greeting card, and I think I'm just going to go with this nice little winter theme right here. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to add, now that we have our two backdrops, we're going to add a new sprite. So your sprites on the outside, on the cover of your greeting card, should come from the category letters. And you're going to spell out your message. Whatever message that is, Season's Greeting, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa. So I'm going to go on and select my first letter. Now I'm not going to walk you through the whole program, but I will walk you through all of the components. So I'm not going to spell out my entire message. So I have my H, and I'm going to go on and grab the letter A. I'm going to click OK. Remember, with Scratch, you always have to click OK. And then you'll want to place your letters. If your letters are too big, you could always go up top, click on the shrink tool, and shrink them down a little bit. Okay, just make sure that everything looks good and is to your liking. So now we're going to start to work on the script. I'm going to click back on the H. I'm just going to start with the first letter. Now, in order to get all the points for the scripts on your letters, you will need to do the following. From Events, select when this sprite clicked. And when the sprite is clicked, we either need to see one or both of these next two scripts. Your letter needs to say something, and you can change the message. It might just be family. Or you might do something like when you click on the letter, you'll see a different family member's name, okay? Bob, I don't know, Bob Ross maybe? Okay, so you type whatever you want the message to be. So let's test that out, okay? Now the other thing that you will need to do is to add some sound. So let me show you what that looks like. When you do your when the sprite is clicked, you can add sound, and then you'll go to the sound library and try to find something that sort of flows with the theme. of your greeting card. So I'm just gonna go in and get a piano note. Let's select that, click OK, go back to my scripts and go to the drop down and get the C piano. I can either put just this script on, just this script, or if I wanted to, I can do a combination and have both. So for example, or I could always reverse that and have it play the sound first and then say what it wants to say. You guys get the point. Or I could just have, if I click play sound. But what I'm basically looking for is there anything being said in terms of making it interactive? Or is there any sound being played in terms of making it interactive? You could even record your own voice and say something. Now, what absolutely must be on every single letter is the script under looks that says change effect. And you can fill in that blank. It doesn't have to be change color. You could go with something else. You might elect to do fisheye, world, pixelate, mosaic, brightness, ghost, whatever. But we do need to see some effect. It doesn't have to stay at 25. It can change. Okay? So you will do the same thing for all of your letters. Of course, they all shouldn't say the same thing. They all shouldn't play the same sound. But you can basically use this as a guide to see what types of scripts you should have on all of your letters. Remember this nice little trick. After you build a script, you could come and hover over the next sprite or the next letter. And then when you let it go, that script is now here. And I could just simply go in and change it for what I want it to say and just simply modify it for that particular letter. So maybe instead of doing a color effect, I'll do a fish eye. Maybe instead of 2 seconds, I'll do 1 second and I'll say, hi, family. Or I could actually insert someone's name. Okay? Okay. All right. So now that we have our letters, remember we want to be able to turn the page. So I'm going to go and add. I'm just going to go with this arrow. You could stay in a holiday theme to make your card look really great and for it to just flow. But just for example's sake, I am going to simply grab this arrow, click OK. Now I'm going to take my arrow and I'm going to move it to the bottom corner, okay? All right. Real quick, I don't really like the way that pink looks with the red sparkly background, so I'm going to modify this really quick. I'm going to go to my fill tool. I'm going to select a different color and just kind of pour it, and let's see. Yeah. All right. Let me go back to my script. And what I want to have happen here is when this sprite is clicked, I want this sprite or this button or this arrow to broadcast a message. And the message that I wanted to broadcast is next page. Okay? So it's going to broadcast the message next page. So I'm going to go to my stage. I'm going to tell my stage when I receive next page, when I hear the message next page, switch the backdrop to winter. Remember that? That's my second backdrop. So I'll go back to my scripts. So when I receive next page, switch the backdrop to winter. See? All right. Now, since this greeting card is only going to have 2 pages, I need my arrow key to hide. So I'm going to go back to my arrow. When this sprite is clicked, broadcast next page, I'm going to have it wait about a half of a second, and then it's going to hide. Please remember this is a video, so if you feel that I'm going too fast, you can always stop and rewind. Hopefully you have 2 screens open so that you're watching the video in one screen and you're listening, with your headphones on, but you also have Scratch open. So now let's see what this looks like. Oh, forgot one thing. We need to also tell the stage when the green flag is clicked. So when the program starts over, we want to switch the backdrop to sparkling, the first background. So let's see how that goes. All right, great. So we know our letters. Test it out. Let's press the arrow key. Awesome. It waits half a second and it hides. Click on the green flag. It starts the message over again. We need to tell the arrow key when the green flag is clicked, it needs to show back up. So when the green flag is clicked, we need that arrow to show. And see, as we go through this, we just find out different little things that we need to add to our script. This is how you program and test at the same time. If you think about with the young lady who was a video game developer, what we learned from that video, you remember how she said she would program and play the game as she went along. And so you're basically doing that. So we click on the green flag, we press the arrow, we go to the next page, up, we click the green flag, does the arrow come back? Great. Let's click the arrow again. We need these letters to disappear because on the inside of this greeting card, your message will not also appear. The message appears on the cover. On the inside, you need to come up with some sort of animation or message or something in terms of your greeting card being interactive. So don't just go and add text. You need to add something else fun as well on the inside. That is also a part of your grade. So I'm going to go to my letter H, and I am going to tell the letter H when you receive next page, it needs to hide. And now we know if we're telling it to hide, it needs to show. And we want it to show when the green flag is clicked at the beginning of the program. And we're going to do this exact same thing for all of our other letters. So I'm going to see if I can get that to go over to my letter A sprite. And see, guys, you have to test that out because sometimes it doesn't always work, okay? So I'm going to try it again. Let me see if I can get that to go right there. Let's see. Nope, still didn't work. So I need to just simply make sure that I take this and I have this same script on my letter A. So when I receive next page, it's going to, oh, I see what it did. It posted it on top so I couldn't see it. So it did work. Perfect. When I receive next page, hide, and then we want it to, when the green arrow key, when the green flag is clicked, we want it to show. I'm gonna go to letter A. Yep, there it is up there. Awesome. So let's test this out. Green flag. Your person has just opened up their email and you've linked them back to the greeting card in Scratch, or we've embedded it and sent it out. Now they're reading the message. So imagine this is Happy Holidays. We click, see a little bit of interactivity. We'll go through all of our letters and then, oh, there's an arrow key or something at the bottom. Let me see what happens when I click that. I go to letters disappear, and what you're going to work out on your own is something awesome that's going to happen here. Let's see what happens if I press the green flag. Does the digital greeting card start all over from the beginning? Yes, it does. So guys, this is what I would like for you to be working on today. I trust that you will get your missing assignments completed, and that if you have your missing assignments completed, you are working on the digital greeting card. To my 7th grade class, I need you all to put the computers away promptly at 10:10. And to my 6th B class, those of you in the back rows along the sides, who you are, go on and put your computers away. And then to my last class, my 6A, I need you all to put your computers away promptly at 2:55. There is a help sheet on my desk for those of you who need to go back and redo the About Me program in Scratch. And I invite you to refer to my website if you have any additional questions. I will see you all tomorrow. Put forth your best effort and have a great rest of the day.